Hello, so for vlog number 7, it is talking about what might you do in your classroom to maintain a democratic teaching style in a school or district that does not support democratic principles. So as we discussed in the activity and the discussion post, democratic is kind of like an all around equal student power, equal teacher power, letting the students kind of be their own power source, but also in a sense of authority being the ultimate power, if that makes sense. So with the school not really supporting the idea of democratic, it would be more of, the teacher has all the authority and we're supposed to do everything and expectations are this, and no changing it. And I feel as if that can be kind of read between the lines, especially if a school is not in favor of an approach such as that. So I think a way that, you could do that is kind of giving the students the power in a way, but also it is it's the teacher's way, but also giving them an avenue to be their own student outside of the guidelines while also accomplishing what you need to accomplish in that learning unit. So I think that's just super important, and it's just super effective too, because without giving the students somewhat of the power, you kind of lose their sense of freedom and they just feel like they aren't finding a way to succeed on their own. So I think that's really important for them to learn that. I think there are ways around that. I don't think that a school would necessarily take all the power away from the students, because then that doesn't really facilitate learning in its full aspect, which is really important for learning and development. So I think that kids really need that kind of management in the classroom, that they get a say, but also it is still managed by the teacher as a whole, if that makes sense. So the teacher still has a hold on what is said, the expectations, but also, a little wiggle room, especially for those students who may need a little bit more creative mindset for some things, who may need a little bit more freedom. And I think discussing that beforehand, or kind of working that out and presenting it maybe as an issue, look, I know I'm supposed to be doing this. I know that, you guys are not maybe for this kind of teaching style, but for certain kids to succeed I need them to in the classroom in the way they need to, we need to do something to facilitate their learning a little bit better. So I think that can be really important. And something I read was sharing power with students and supporting them throughout. So always providing support for students is really important. And I think that as the year goes by, I think that the school can kind of be broken down and a little bit more comforted towards the fact that other students may not be super comfortable, or they don't sway to that kind of teaching style as much, and that can be shown in test scores or quizzes or whatever will test their academic progress throughout the year, and just their attitudes in class, and how we test students' progress with that. So I think that can also show that, and just coming at it from a student's perspective, look, and also checking in on students and seeing if they're doing good, they're good to go on another subject, that kind of thing. Just checking in to make sure that this democratic teaching style is as good as it's supposed to be, and how the teachers of the school board are hoping that it will be, and maybe proving that it's not will kind of help that too.